Ina na hela ne moene. Anaya to no moa kaida. I call in and ask. I call in the great Father, the great Mother, light, and God, the source of all light. I am standing before the throne of God and in the throne of God. Ila moya ne te kanai tanai nata. Just moving forward like a like a rippling effect. Moving fast, growing in speed. Moving fast, growing in speed. Ila na de tehene etanai no moe tanakahe. They have been found out. They have been Alane no te nai ata akatene no te mene aini. Ea no te e olono e ane e akamoe na hea. That is light. No ane e lanana he to nanane he okomo anaiti. Light is moving with purpose. We always have understood that which is of God is compared to light. Light moves and is. We have found those ones. They had, and from the perspective of those in the universe of the soul, there was, it is not really truly a universe. Oh, okay, wait a second. It is not like a pocket, a dark pocket that was created by those from more than one universe. There have been those, I will say consciousnesses, not full of the whole, entire other universes, but elements. Oh, okay. Previously I spoke of the multiverse and what the multiverse, from the perspective of the universe of the souls, what it was. It was also discussed how what is happening in the universe of the souls is affecting the all, even though the all may not be aware of it. It was explained a lot how there have been cultures that existed in the universe of the souls. They have kept some in the darkest of the dark. But these cultures have been influenced by this, I will call them consortium. There are 6. These are 6 consciousnesses from 3 different universes. They have created. They are, from the experience of souls, would be considered to be powerful. And many long ago, these, in stealth, these ones, they had first connected with each other and shared, connected. They formed a connection to each other. They still remained in their own universes. But they found a means of a connection and created from their consciousness, a separate pocket existence that was they shielded and darkened. They have it in a space which was not noticed. It was small. There's only 6 of them. So it was a small space that did not attract attention. And if ever anyone were to become curious about this space, this pocket, it's just the tiniest pocket of space. But within this pocket, these consciousnesses could convene and view and influence. They influenced through thoughts and intentions. The 6 would not actually be, but they formed a secret consortium that created influence over many, and in their representatives of their own universes were held in high regard, but not necessarily of the highest. That would cause too much attention. They were considered to be wise, and their opinions were valued and respected. They have been influencing matters both subtly, very subtly, but a slight nudge here and a slight nudge there to help to keep the darkest of the dark as the darkest of the dark, and to move it to their means of it, ends of mean. Yes, they have been sowing discord subtly. They have been taking thoughts, expressions, and distorting just the edges of them so that things were interpreted in inaccurate manners. They have been bringing about and influencing the distortion of the souls. And there are those through whom the religions, they have been particularly strong in influencing those of religions that, not just on earth, maybe not just religions, like philosophies, religions, they have but also with individuals. You would think they just worked on big scale, but they don't. They work on big scale, but they also work on small scales, identifying, okay, they see souls the way the divine sees souls. They see them as gyroscopes of divine light, and when they notice a slight wobble here or there, a slight off, and as soon as they notice it, they target that and amplify the wobble, distorting it more and more. And by distorting the wobble of one soul, they distort it. It causes those around them to also begin to wobble. In the disharmony, no. Discord, no. In the space where it works almost as more souls are done. It looks almost like what you would consider from in the movies and shows, like what they call a force field. It forms a cohesive unit of discord that keeps things off kilter. Okay. There was a strong influence being brought in that was keeping things off kilter. They are trying to destabilize everything. And in that destabilization, assert themselves slowly, quietly, not. They are finding pleasure in manipulating of others to their own ends in ways that are not directly realized. But the pocket has been found. The Time Weaver recognized there was an influence coming. They recognized the influence, and they followed the path back of the influence and found them. And found them in their convening. And light immediately came in and completely filled everything with light and made it completely aware for everyone else so everyone else became aware of them and of what they have done. Their influences and paths became like threads of fire, both seen, aware, and disintegrated. Those of their universes have become aware. Those of all universes are becoming aware of how they have been coming in and influencing so very much. They were very cocky in their... As God had made the decision to come in and to move into all space and all time, their distortions were playing off of and working off of and manipulating and using were being realigned, and they had become so addicted to this influence and power that rather than just sneaking off and quietly disappearing, they wanted to try to reassert it. And in the attempt to circumvent God, what they were doing, they became noticed and came to the fore. Nothing secret is going to remain secret. Everything is coming out. It was going to come out anyway. But in what they were doing, they were proving themselves to be in opposition to God. And their influence has been throughout the multiverse. Some areas more strongly than others is being recognized, and light is taking care of it. Light is really pulling into this one. Light is flowing, moving, darting, filling, illuminating all of this. Light is not a gushy squishy. Truth is very strong with light. Truth is very strong. And yes, and so he's pouring in and through and finding every little speck everywhere. And they had a dark web. It was a web they had created of dark influences that were subtle and hidden. They had worked hard to keep things shielded and hidden. They thought themselves very powerful and wise because of the extent it is being taken care of. It is being addressed. There are individuals, they seek to influence others, and they do this in the darkness. They are merely puppets of these six, or the six that did exist. They don't exist anymore. They have been dissipated into the singularity. Their cultures their universes are experiencing shock, and there's much cleaning to be done in their universes because that was where they began this. And there is a realigning. There is much realigning. And you're like, if God knows everything, how did he not know these things? Their truest and fullest intentions were clouded by philosophies that were put forward. They had intricate, full philosophies, and behind it a hidden agenda. And they had purposely worked to shield and create something without. And they kept it, in a sense, because it was only the 6 of them, they kept it small enough that it didn't attract too much attention. Because of the nature of divinity, the divinity always shines. A little bit of this or a little bit of that is allowed to follow its path, knowing it will return to divinity. And they purposefully kept it small enough so that they did not bring in others. They did not consciously knew what was going on, so that it could not be clearly seen. They had others that they were influencing that were the more showy controllers. And they did not understand or recognize that they were actually being controlled. They thought that they were the ones that were coming up with the ideas and the thoughts and the plans. And they went along with them, but they were not the originators. The originators have now been found out, and light has come in. There will still be, for a while, as things are clearing up, those they have influenced for so long, and they believe that these were their thoughts, and they think these are their thoughts, and they have the patterns of these thoughts, will continue on the paths of those thoughts because they believe those thoughts were from them. New influences from the originators of this consortium will not be coming in, but other tiers that this existed in, because there are many other tiers. Oh, okay. This is where the hierarchy began. The concept of the hierarchy began. Okay, it wasn't... Alright. It was those of the secret ones that influenced others who did not know they were being influenced. Those ones that they influenced copied their pattern, though they did not know they were copying this pattern, and instituted a hierarchical thoughts. Those that have existed within this hierarchy have co-opted the philosophies of this consortium, and so will still remain on the paths or on the thought patterns that they had been on. But God is going to come, and He is going to realign them back to divinity and clear out all this tangled mess. He will assess how much was outside influence and how much can be realigned. It is happening. It has already happened.